Welcome back to the Better As We Go podcast. This is episode 11. Well, this is going to be episode 10 for you guys because we had one, last week, but we had some file corruption problems. I guess the Internet Grim Reaper was like, well, I'm taking this soul away.
Yeah, basically. So.
But anyways, we're back for another one. We're going to switch up the schedule a little bit. We're going to releasing this on Monday now. Is there a specific time on Monday?
I'm thinking like 5 when people get off work.
So like 5 p.m. Okay, that's pretty cool. Anyways, this is the Better As We Go podcast. As I said, I'm your co-host, Jeremy.
And I'm your other co-host, Wesley.
And let's get started. Well, it's still the morning time. I do. Basically, I work at a warehouse now. Well, they moved me to a warehouse because they want to focus on their inventory problems. Mm-hmm. And I actually met this one guy, and he was Filipino like me.
Okay.
So, and like pretty much me, I'm like, oh my God, it's one of my people. I don't know. I never get that much feeling. I was like, oh my God, it's like me, my brethren.
Oh my God. So like you get excited when you
I get excited when I meet someone like me a little bit. And I started talking to him. He was like, oh, like what part of the island you're from? I was like, I'm not from there. He was like, where's your dad from? I never really asked him that question, but I don't know. And then he was like, oh, you speak the language? I was like, no, I don't speak the language. She was like, so what do you, I was like, though I did tell him, I was like, I do know some foods though, because I grew up on it. So I was like, I don't know, that doesn't really help me at all, but So like, I was really kind of sad because he was trying to relate to me somehow, but I couldn't really do it.
Yeah, that's fair. So he's actually from the Philippines?
Yeah, he's from the islands.
Does he have like an accent? He speaks English pretty well.
Really? Yeah, if you talk to my dad, he has the accent.
Yeah, that's fair. So you got excited to meet a Philippine and you realized that like all your excitement just went down the drain because he was trying to like relate to you about the Philippines.
Yes.
You're like, no, I'm American. I can't.
It was like, my dad never taught me because he told me I didn't have the patience for it. I was like, I was so sad.
It is very sad.
But the good news is I could learn it. But I know it's gonna be really hard because my dad tells me it's really hard to learn it.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't really know what Filipino. What do they speak?
They speak Tagalog.
Yep. Never.
You can look it up on YouTube. Like the way they speak is like,
Yeah. I've never heard that in my life. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. How's things there? Is it fun? How's things at the warehouse? Is it like?
Well, at first I was like in the actual office, and then I decided to move out to the actual floor. Because in the office, like I was just waiting on something and I wouldn't really do anything for 6 hours and it was really boring. So I actually moved out to the floor and I actually met to the guy who's actually trying to help out the warehouse part, like the inventory management. So I started sitting next to him and then he's been teaching me things. I've been teaching like what I do, and then we'd just like bounce ideas off each other as to how can we help each other. It's been really fun and it makes my time go by faster.
Really?
The only downside is that on the actual floor there's no AC. And then I was like really hot and I'm wearing jeans, so like I'm sweating. I have long pants on and I see all these people like driving forklifts around like in some shorts and a tank top, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to like wear some shorts on Monday.
Shit.
And then because I think on Monday it was like over 100 degrees in there and I'm just like dying.
It can get really hot in a warehouse, especially when you have like all those people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it can get really hot.
But it's pretty cool because like I'm starting to talk to the drivers and everything like that, rather than just being cooped up in the office and ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, that's fair. Jeez. Yeah, I was about to say you don't like the AC. There's no AC. That really does suck, especially when it's getting like 90 degrees outside. Like yesterday, dude. Yesterday was that was muggy hot. Like that was
muggy hot.
Yeah. Muggy
hot. You went to, what was it, Cincinnati? You said you went to
Cincinnati.
You got some proposal or something like that.
I didn't get proposed to. No, my girlfriend's brother did a proposal to his girlfriend, so that was pretty cool.
Is there like an expected date of the wedding?
Not that I know of.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, it was pretty cool. I've never been to that part of Cincinnati, so like, just like, cause it was on the Ohio River, along the like where people run and stuff. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've never been to Cincinnati. I just hear a lot of good good things about it. That and somewhat of Cleveland.
There's a lot of people down there playing Pokemon Go. Like
That's still a thing.
Yeah, there was
like
a lot.
a still big thing.
I guess like there's a lot of people down there playing. I saw one dude with 2 phones in his hand playing the same game.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
People are crazy with it.
Yeah,
Because I know some. I remember like I think I was watching this YouTuber and then he went to like Japan or like somewhere in Asia, and this one dude had like 3 phones, an iPad. And he was just driving around playing that game. I'm like, sheesh.
Yeah, dude. I don't know why. Why would you do that? Like, you don't get any like real life money from it. So, what's the point of doing it? You know, like with all those phones. Like, I get like if you have one phone, you just want to get outside and play a game and experience nature, but also like have something fun to do. Why are you doing it with like an iPad too and like 3 phones? Like to me, that doesn't make much sense unless they're selling the accounts.
I don't know. They probably it could be that, or like is there like a leaderboard or something like that? Be like, oh, here's a guy who has the most experience or whatever.
Maybe.
I mean, I haven't played the game since like what 2016.
I think 17.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really played that since that long.
Might have been 2016 actually. That's when it released. I remember 26. Like what? It's right after high school. Yeah, that was a fun game to play though when everyone was playing it.
That pretty much shocked the world.
Yeah, and then they fucked up. They fucked it up. They fucked it up.
I think the way of the commercial was and the way they advertised it made it seem you could do so much more than what you did.
Well, it wasn't like to me. The advertisement isn't what killed the game. It was the tracking. They changed the tracking. Remember, like when you had the footsteps.
Yeah.
And you had to walk in a direction.
Yeah.
And if your footsteps didn't change, or if it went down to 2, you were closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that tracking. Now it's like just walk around aimlessly trying to find something.
Oh, okay.
I like to what you're about to get, but you have to figure out what direction it's in.
Yeah, but like the problem was, I think the way they advertised it too for me was like they make it seem you do like battles and trade and stuff like that.
Yeah, now you can.
Now you can.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Now you can battle trainers and stuff, trade Pokemon.
I know I might need to re-download it just for the one time.
Yeah, I download it every once in a while. I only like playing games like that because I think it adds too much dopamine to my body. So, and like if I'm already like I'll play a game if I feel accomplished, like at the end of the day. But Pokemon Go at the end of the day, if you're already feeling accomplished, you probably did a lot of work. You know where they want to go outside and walk.
I know you walked from here all the way up to like I don't know Easton or Polaris.
Me?
Yeah, I mean, why'd you do that playing Pokemon Go? Just walking out, you feel accomplished though.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, man. I already know. I got a new book.
What book did you get?
I've never read this book, but the book is like very popular amongst people trying to get into finances. Can you guess what book it is? No, don't look over there. Don't look.
I don't know. There's a lot of books.
Just a guess. It's like the #1 book that most people start off reading.
Is it Rich Dad Poor Dad?
It is Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I just picked that book up yesterday.
I mean, it's a good book. I mean, it's like a novel.
Yeah.
And then it's real life experience too, so it's really entertaining for me. It was really entertaining when I read it.
I heard it gets repetitive.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me feels like he was a little extreme with it.
Don't ruin it for me.
I'm just gonna say like it's good.
I read the introduction yesterday. It was pretty good.
Did it like grab you?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like the 2 dad thing. I mean, I get it. I didn't really have 2 dads, but like at the same time, like I get the comparing, contrasting amongst people who do things a certain way, and like just kind of taking it in for yourself and understanding what you want. Yeah. I think that's a good attribute to have about yourself. Like if you could go into a situation and like go in trying to learn something, but you take what you want instead of taking it all. Because like some people, like let's say politics, right? Some people will really trust one person, and that person could be wrong on many subjects, but right on some of them, but they'll believe the whole story, So like that person will be like, well, this person is doing this when actuality it's not. But if you would have took your news sources from other options and compared them all together, then you can create an opinion along that. Not a lot of people do that. A lot of people like one thing's right and like just stay into that. So I like the perception of how he's trying to put out for people to understand how you gather information isn't just by one person, it's by multiple people, because what works for one person isn't going to work for you, but you could take what they have and implement in your own life, but you need to take other people's stuff and implement it in your life also, because you don't want to become that one person, because that one person has a lot of flaws that you don't want. You need to figure out what those flaws are. You're not going to ever realize what those flaws are if you just learn from them, right? So I think like this book, it seems pretty interesting. It goes along with my theories of take what you want, don't take it all, you know? So
I mean, that's how it is when you're trying to research or just anything in general. I feel like as long as you just pull some extracts, like a little bit of information from like everyone, and then you generate an opinion around it, and then you could go with it. Just don't go straight with one person. Like, Leslie said this, I'm agree with her because I like her. Like, no, just grab some of it and then go to like, I don't know what Bobby says, and then go with that.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. Like, if let's say something's going on in the world, right? Something crazy, and there's like a lot of left side, right side people. I'll see what that person has to say, and then I'll go do external research on my own to try to figure out these topics, right?
So like you're trying to find a counter argument with it?
No, not a counter argument. Trying to see what he said was factual, because usually if you go to a left-sided argument, right, and that person goes X, Y, Z on this person, and you go to a right-sided argument and this person says X, W, Z, you can kind of compare that X and Z are probably pretty close to the truth, and then there's that underlier that, you know, the W or the Y in that conversation is like they're just opinions. So you can really gather information if you go to the opposite side's argument towards a certain subject to see if the other side agrees or disagrees on that, and you can kind of gain knowledge from that. And I realize that really helps in like media, because the media just fucking blares everything.
Yeah, I think they don't do enough research to actually formulate a story. They just say, okay, what's an attention grabber? All right, a baby sleeping while a house is burning on fire next door. Let's go run with that. And then, okay, what's the story gonna be? House is burning, baby sleeping. Let's go with that. Okay. And then they just run with it, and it's like, oh, okay. And somehow it grabs people's attention too, because like I think the baby is like everyone gravitates towards that.
Yeah. Did you see on the news about the guy who was like protecting his house with an AR-15?
Oh yeah. And then it was the one with the meme one too, with the meme where the guy has like the rifle and the lady has like little pistols.
Yeah.
All looking like kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know, shocked.
So he went on to the news, and the guy, I literally watched this news guy try to get him to say something that would make a story. And like he was just like basically saying like, you were going to shoot these people, weren't you? And like he's like, no. And like he was just the reporter was doing nothing but trying to make this dude look bad for a story.
Yeah, he's trying to crown himself.
Yeah, and like that's so annoying, you know. Let the guy speak for what he was doing. Like, sure, I don't know, like, yeah, there's a bunch of protesters on the street, it's a gated community, it's a private community. He probably got scared over the media blaring out all these, you know, there's nothing but riots right now. No, there's not. There's peaceful protests. But this guy might have thought that they were coming there to set fire to his house, right? And he didn't know, so he pulled out an AR-15 to try to protect and get these people away.
Okay, so he was just protecting his home.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't blame him.
You know, he wasn't pointing the gun at people. He was holding it. He was telling them to get out because it was a private community. It was a gated private community. They jumped the fence, and you know, he was just like trying to get these people to get out. But the media made him look like he was going to shoot and kill all these people.
The media and the social media was like, look at this white supremacist man.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, I think the title was that, and like it's just annoying. So I like to take my views from multiple articles, news, media, just compiling all together, because media is nothing right now but opinion based arguments. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, because I think they're getting paid from other people, like from a higher up authority. It was like, okay, I want you to be these people, and then try to gravitate towards this view, and then go with it. I don't care what you do, just gravitate towards it.
Yeah, the most powerful people in the world, I mean, in the United States, own the media, and they can pay them. And if the media people want paid, then they have to talk about these things, or they get fired, and that's if someone works up for years and years to get on a news station to be the anchor, then it leaves them like, do I do something right or do I do something for money? And 9 times out of 10 they're going to do it for the money.
Probably.
It's unfortunate, but
you're either gonna be for the industry or you're gonna be for the people.
Yeah, and it's annoying, but at the same time though, if people just would take time to actually research the topics instead.
Are you talking about like the general Americans? Okay.
Yeah, just general public. If they just took time to research, and if you do research, then props to you, because that's a skill. I think people just
people don't like to do research.
No, it's too much work. They'd rather just get it from one source and just take that in and believe whatever that one source says, and that's just not the way to do it.
So do you think Trump is right with all the fake news and stuff like that?
What do you mean?
You know how he calls out
fake news. Yeah. I think he calls out fake news in a childish way. I think he's correct on this point.
To a certain extent?
To a certain extent. Okay. But not to the greatest extent, because Trump is... I don't know, man. I think he's just old and he just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Oh, yeah, he does not give a fuck.
Yeah, he just says whatever the fuck he wants to say, and 9 times out of 10, it pisses everyone off.
I know, because, well, think about it. Like, he's successful, he's old. What else does he have to lose?
Yeah, that's true. If he gets shot, then he lived.
I mean, he lives. There's going to be, like, another documentary about it saying, oh, and then next thing you know, like, the Americans going to grab it, say, like, well, he wasn't really that bad.
Yeah. Is he like 80?
I don't know.
I think he's like 80, dude.
I don't know. I
saw a picture of him on Instagram the other day, and he was like golfing, and he just looked old as shit. And I was like, God damn, dude, this dude is old as fuck. And everyone gets so triggered over him, because like people need to realize, like, our generation, Trump is like a boomer's age, like he's 80. He's around then. Like he's around like 1950. Maybe even like 40. How many? I don't even know.
I can't keep up with the generations now.
No.
I would say he's earlier than a boomer, but I'm not too sure.
So his morals are completely different than people that are born today, So like, obviously our generation is going to get upset by this person, because he's saying a bunch of past things.
Past heads.
Yeah. So I mean, but we'll see. And then it's just people get all the news stories from one thing, and it's just you need to.
So, do you think we need like a young person in the presidency?
I don't think that. I think somebody who is smart and can have an understanding of financials and also how to talk to the general public. That's something Trump really lacks in. Is because like when we need a leader, he's not a leader. He's a child, and he doesn't really try to, like, I'm not saying that like the general public needs to be comfort, but at the same time they do. When we had the coronavirus and you're just saying, the China virus, we'll get through this, and you don't report it to the general public when we actually have it, it's like, that's not what the general public needs. The general public needs a leader.
They need a leader and then to provide hope.
Yes, and Trump just didn't provide hope at all. And when there was protests coming on, he said, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. And like that's not a leader, dude. That's not a leader at all. That's a fucking dictator, it feels like. I just feel like this is literally Kim Jong-un just going, it's just like, you can't do that. Especially these are your people. Give them hope. Let them peaceful protest. Blare it over the media that they're peacefully protesting. Stop blaring out, these protesters are setting fire to, buildings and stuff. I know it's not a better story, but it's the correct story. You're blaring this all over the media, and they don't realize that these peaceful protests are going on. They're all worried about this looting and rioting going on,
Like, do you think there's an actual solution to this? But because I don't think there's an actual solution. Like, I don't think he developed an actual solution on how to stop it.
I'm not a world leader.
I know there's a correct solution, but I think he doesn't want to go towards that. He wants to have his own solution.
He's very, very stubborn in his ways. I know, and it's very hard to correct him on things that he wants to believe in. I'm not a world leader. I don't know
I'm not a world leader.
How to solve this issue of racism. I have no idea. It's been in our country for fucking since we started, really. Yeah. Since 1619. Like, it's. Yeah, I can't.
Started when we took over America, and then did we make slaves out of Indians?
I
Other than Native Americans that was here?
Probably. I mean, I want to say yeah because
I know
because like we had a war. We
we
were fucking fighting them, and they were being ruthless. We were being ruthless.
Well, think about it. It was pretty much theirs first. We just came in and just took it.
Yeah, I know, and it's fucking it's annoying.
So like, I don't blame them for starting a war with us.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, have you? I have this audiobook, and I haven't read it all the way because the guy's voice just puts me to sleep every single time.
Is it like very deep and distinguished?
It's like very deep and super like southern, like super southern. Like back when they fucking came over, like that
tone,
Texan fucking meet me when the clock strikes noon, like high noon, like that kind of like voice, that's what
that
the guy
puts you to
like.
sleep.
Yeah, dude, that's just so boring. But it's called The Empire of the Sun and Moon. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't heard of it.
It's basically about the Comanches and like how we were at war with each other and like what the Comanches did to us and what we did to them, and like we were fucked up. Like we would send our own people, tell them they can have this patch of land if they go over there, and that's what we tell them. You go over here, you'll have this own patch of land. What we did is we literally sent these people to Comanche sites to try to distract them so that reinforcements can move in and take these Comanches down. We would send our own people in to die by telling them you had this free land.
So like they were suicide bombers.
But these people didn't know. These people didn't know that what they were doing. They thought they were getting free land. And like, I mean, like I haven't finished the whole book, but I feel like, there's a good possibility that, Americans did make Indian slaves. I know that they have like certain areas they can be in,
mm-hmm.
and like stuff like that, and they can practice their ways, but like that's not okay. Like McKenna was telling me about this when I was talking to her. She had a really good view of like, we came in, they slaughtered us, that was our fault, and now we give them a little portion of land when they had the whole thing. Honestly, it should be flipped.
I think they have reparations too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just stupid, but yeah, I mean,
they have reparations, and then we get to have a casino too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And like I think if you read The Empire of the Sun and Moon, it's a really good book. Mm-hmm. It teaches you a lot. Like there
is it like in the history section or something like that?
I don't know. I bought it on Audible, yeah. Okay. Which is not sponsored, but if you guys want to sponsor this podcast, let us know, okay? You can catch us at BAWG pod. Is it pod?
Yeah, pod.
At gmail.com. Yeah, so hit us up if you want to sponsor this episode.
I gotta check the emails. I don't know what's going on.
I check the emails every day, so Jerry was on top of it. But yeah, the book's a really good book. It gives a lot into detail of like history, and like I really like history. I really like audiobooks when it comes to history, and then when it comes to books, I like reading self-help books. I don't like listening to self-help books. It feels like I'm listening to a podcast I'd already listened to. Yeah. So I'd rather sit down and read it because I think I gather more information in. But for like novels and stuff like that, I'd rather have an audiobook. To me it's way easier to read that way because I'll fall asleep. Real quick.
With the deep southern accent.
Dude, yes.
When the sun strikes at noon, where it's at the highest place, meet me outside.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I really. Oh yeah, so the camera died.
Pause.
I will take a quick pause. I'll keep talking. So yeah, we'll take a quick pause actually, so you can just press record again. I don't understand why your thing does this. 23 minutes. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So basically, I have no idea how to end racism in this country. I don't think you can, especially with the older folk who have been like this their entire life. Mm-hmm. Like the story I said the other day in the middle of nowhere that happened. I don't think there's an end to racism.
Yeah, there's not going to be an end to racism.
I don't think, the Black Lives Matter movement, I don't think it's for ending racism. I just think it's for like, you can't hold my race against me in like a job interview or like stuff like that. Like I think you could
bring someone to court for that too. if you feel discriminated against, you could
Yeah.
bring it to
Well,
court.
some states you can, some states you can't.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's
I'm
like,
hey, I didn't get this job, but this other dude did, and then I think because of my race, and then they'll make a trial out of that.
yeah, but like sometimes that power can be abused if not used by the right person. So it's like a very iffy area to like touch in, and I feel like that's why they don't really want to. But at the same time, though, like this is a situation that we definitely need to be aware of, especially because like when black people came over to this country, they didn't come over willingly. We brought them over here.
Yeah, I'm on a boat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we treat them like shit for what was that 200 years, just like because they came over in 1619 on a boat.
Would you say 200?
Like around, let's just say
200,
roughly
300 years?
roughly that area. But like, you know, we treat them like fucking slaves because they were for over 200 years, and now that they're, you know, it took a while for them to get their rights, be able to vote, be able to work, be able to ride buses in the front. Like there's it's been a roller coaster with this, but at the same time, like I don't understand why people can't let go of, you know, the racists and racism.
I think because they grew up on it and they're not really to change on it.
I mean, I guess, but like nobody that's alive today owned a slave. Nobody, you know. And if you did, then I mean, you possibly could, like in some black market shit. But at the same time, though, like majority of the people don't own slaves. So why are we still treating black people like they're a fucking disgrace to our community? I personally think that, you know, black people, they bring a diverse relationship to our country, and I like that.
I know, it makes it a little more fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Because, like, if you think about it in a different perspective, like, if you just take all that out, if everyone's being the same, everything's boring. But if we bring something different in there, everything gets more entertaining. Because it's something new, something fresh.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, having a diverse country.
Country?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm very tired. Country. I think it's more unified if we can actually all just, like, drop this shit. Like, I see, like, white people in the Black Lives Matter peaceful protests. I'm like, okay, that's really good. And, like, no black people are like, get the fuck out of here. Like, they're like, hey, come along.
Yeah.
And those are the people that, like, I think are the leaders of this generation. Those black individuals,
so like
allowing white people to march with them. You know,
like the millennials are doing this.
I think that, you know, our generation is definitely doing this.
The millennials are. I don't even know what I am no more. It's either millennials or Zoomers. One of those two.
You're a millennial. I'm a Generation Z, I think.
So there's
or something. I'm really like right there.
No, I'm there too, because like
it's 97
like, people
or
say
96.
Because people are like, oh, like we're not considering you like a millennial because you're like towards the end of like the 1990s. I'm like, okay, but like, and then the other side is like, oh no, you're a millennial because you weren't born past the 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
so
really
confusing. So I'm like, what the hell am I? So I just
say our generation and just like
I know. I just scoop myself up with the millennials. I just scoop it up like that.
Oh yeah. Because
I'm like, fair. Because I'm like in the '96 era, like still beginning of the '96. So I just scoop myself over that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's our generation that's really trying to unify everybody. But then you have our generation who lives in the middle of fucking nowhere and gets raised by these Confederate fucking old people,
in the
and
Deep South.
they just fucking bounce racism off these people's brains, and the children just end up going racist and realizing that, you know, oh, this person has color, then I have to treat them different. When it's like, nah, actually that.
Because I think it's just a learned trait.
Yeah.
Because like it's the Deep South. I'm gonna say it's like a village or a town less than, I don't know, 3,000. So everyone knows each other. So let's say small or something.
Yeah.
So like I guess like my grandmother taught me this. I'm gonna teach you this. This is right. This is the way it goes. We're gonna go with this. So I'm like, okay.
It's just like, how can you judge somebody on the pigment of the skin? Do you not actually see that person as an actual person with like a heart, a brain, a way of thinking, a conscience? Like, it's just annoying. That person is no different. They just look different. Everyone looks different. No one looks the same unless you're a fucking twin.
That's why we need aliens to actually come down and talk to us.
Did you listen to Joe Rogan's podcast about aliens?
No.
Dude, he has like these guys on here that like are legit people, and they have like documents that show like aliens are real that the government released, and then they try to lie about. Like, there's a lot of shit. Like, they said that they have fucking proof that the people, the aliens have visited here.
I think they visited here, but I just don't know how they visited here. I don't know what they're doing. Do you think they're doing anal probing like, you know, they say on TV?
I don't think that. I mean, I don't think that's the case, but I do think that, you know, they are, like, if you think about it, right? Humans have been evolving for decades, right? They've been trying to go
more
on.
More than decades.
But think about the last 20 years. We have evolved so fucking much over 20 years.
Yeah, because I think the internet evolved too, so we just evolved with it.
So why wouldn't another life form be able to evolve beyond us? What they started earlier, created all these things earlier, and started to implement new things faster than we were, thousands of years before we did.
Probably. I think they're probably
like more advanced civilization.
So do you think they like? I think they do come here, but you think they do use this as research or something like that? Like, oh, they figured this out, tried this.
I think that, you know,
because that's the way I'm picturing it. Like,
so there's two big theories right now. One is that theory where they come here and they research us and they try to figure out what's happening and like why we're doing
what
things.
is this Earth they speak of?
Yeah, why are we at war with each other? Like, there was in the podcast they talk about nuclear missiles.
Nuclear missiles.
Yeah, and then they armed the missiles and they were ready to shoot. And then they disarmed the missiles. There was like a floating saucer above the missiles, armed them, and then disarmed them, and then took off.
So you telling me the aliens went towards the missile, did some like, I don't know, hit a switch or like some voodoo magic, and it was like, all right, we're not gonna don't shoot me, please.
No, it was like
off, and then this flies away. Is that what you're trying to say? Like they literally did it from their saucer?
Yeah. Okay. That's what they're saying on the podcast. Like, listen to the podcast. The podcast is crazy. Like, I don't believe that this is actually true, but like when I listened to this, it made me start to think, right? So like it's that. So that's one theory, right? The other theory was that, you know, it's us from the future time traveling back, trying to figure out when we fucked up, and trying to gain research. So
I like that theory better
because
actually no, I'll be scared for that
because
theory.
Right now we already have prototypes of like an alligator and human skin mix that's bulletproof.
Wait, hold up. Do you think we're shit.
So like it's green. And we can like there's talk about like we created a more advanced human. And like that's our population now in the future because we're creating this like bulletproof skin.
Yeah.
And also, did you listen to Elon Musk's thing?
No, I don't listen.
He's trying to. He has this thing where he implements it into your brain and it calculates like if you're sick, if you're something like that, and like eventually you'll be able to talk to. We'll be able to talk without having to speak.
So Elon Musk is trying to create that.
Yes. And like,
so I was like, what was that? What's that called? Oh man. I remember, like, I'm gonna use the term from like Black Ops 3 from the storyline, the DNI, where it's like augmented reality or something like that.
Kind of, but like not exactly. It's more like.
So basically, we're gonna have a cell phone in our head.
Yes.
Okay.
Cell phone in our head that can read when we're sick, diagnose our blood pressure, see our insulin levels, like diagnose literally everything inside of us, and even be able to talk to one another without having to speak.
Okay, so basically, that's the way of the government tracking us then.
Probably, but like these aliens are like leading up to what we're supposed to be looking like.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So like the theory is that, you know, this is more advanced us that can time travel back to see when we started to fuck up.
Okay. So they're doing research on this. You know, it'd be funny if they came down and say, yeah, the Earth is flat.
Listen, we're not going back into the subject.
I just want to do this.
We are not.
I want to do it just to piss you off.
We didn't upload that podcast. But yeah, dude, like I suggest listen to Joe Rogan's podcast because like that thing, like just go in with an open mind and then come out and let me know what it is because like it's really good. I listen to Joe Rogan every day, like every weekday.
I listen to his clips once in a while.
I listen to podcasts a lot, like every podcast. I like to find new podcasts and like new subjects. Like I find one for like flipping houses and like real estate, and then I found one.
You should find one for cooking too.
I got somebody for that.
You don't want to learn on your own? Why was she sick? Don't you need to cook for her too?
Yeah, I do
Would
cook.
you like that if you started cooking for you?
It'd be nice.
I do cook for
see,
you.
like it will. She said it will be
You
nice.
see what I'm doing right now?
Yeah.
Planning our dinner.
Look, she's planning the dinner, and what are you doing? You're creating a podcast.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. This is
I'm making moves. She feeds me and I make the money. That's how it works.
Yeah, like you said, we gotta change and evolve. That's old past tense. So come on.
No, I'm not. When we were at our other place, I was the one cooking all the time.
Is this true?
Yes.
I want to hear from her mouth, not yours.
We had a lot of the same thing.
A lot of the same. I like chicken.
Listen, all we had was like baked chicken, and then I would make a veggie. That's what we ate.
Okay, so it was a tag team effort where you provide the meat and she provides the gathering of the fruits and vegetables?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
very, very caveman-like right there.
Yes. I like meat. I like fucking cooking steak. I like chicken. I like pork. I like all these things. I'm good at it. I can cook meat. It's just like when she gets all fancy and shit, I'm like, I don't fucking know how to do that.
Where she's combining things
Yeah,
together
and
then
like,
adding the seasoning.
Yeah, like she makes a fucking bomb ass like BB Bop at home. Oh my god! And I make the sauce, dude. Fuck, dude. No reason to go to BB Bop. No reason. No reason. I fucking eliminated that going out and eating BB Bop here, and it's way healthier. Way healthier.
So what about the Dairy Queen you wanted the other day?
Oh, dude, I fucking eat whatever I want whenever I want, because
I felt fat right after I ate it.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, I mean I did too, but I'm starting to implement these morning walks. I go on a 30-minute walk every morning, and that seems to help.
Oh yeah, because I get a notification on my phone. It's like, oh, Wes completed an exercise. It was like a walk for like 2 miles or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, why am I getting this at this time? I don't care if you walked.
Yeah, you get it at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, it was like, I think I got another notification like, oh, Wes completed all the 3 rings for the day. I'm like, okay. Would you like to start a competition with him? I'm like, no, leave me
Because
alone.
I will win. That's why you don't want to do it. I will win.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one more thing when I was at the warehouse. I mean, yeah, I'm there, but I think the bad part is that it's my monster addiction is coming back.
No.
Yes.
Listen.
Because like I've been starting to drink it every day, and I even told the dude, I was like, "You're a bad influence on me because I'm drinking this every day."
Is it sugar-free Monster?
Yeah, it's sugar free.
I don't think it's that bad. If you drink in the regular Monster, that's really bad.
Yeah.
The sugar-free one, it's just like an overdose of caffeine.
Yeah, but I don't like it because like no matter what, I'm gonna feel like shit the next day. And they told me that's why I drink more Monsters, like an alcohol addiction. I'm like, no, I don't want this because when I start drinking 2 a day, then it gets bad.
2 days is a little
okay.
bad.
He's like, it's okay, I drink 5 a day. I'm like, you have a fucking problem, dude.
Yeah, that's really bad. I think like, just sticking to 1 a day would be fine. It's just no sugar is what the no sugar I realize doesn't fucking make me go ape shit. It's the sugar and the regular Monsters that make my heart fucking start going, and like it raises your insulin levels, and like that makes you crash hard. And I realized drinking the 0 sugar ones, I don't crash as hard. I don't even really crash, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like shit the next day. And then
I don't feel like shit the next day.
I feel like shit when I drink.
Well, you're drinking like 2 a day, right?
No, I drink 1 a day.
Really?
And when I
you spread it out?
I feel like somewhat shit the next day, but when I drink 2 a day, I feel like shit.
Do you spread it out, or do you have one sitting?
I think it's one. Some of it might be one sitting, some of it might be like spread out.
If you do it in one sitting, your stomach is digesting that whole thing right there, so it might make you feel like shit. But if you spread out throughout the day, it's like doing like little portions. Like obviously, like the carbonation is gonna go away.
I know.
But at the same time, though, I don't drink Monster for the carbonation. I drink Monster because it's like a fucking, it's a smack in the face, you know? It's like, hey, wake up.
Yeah, I just don't want it. Nah, I'd rather find a substitute for that.
Well, caffeine is a very highly addicted drug.
Yeah, I just want to find a substitute for Monster, something like a little better.
Coffee. B12. Apples.
You said apples?
Apples give you more energy than a cup of coffee.
Just I don't want to do I don't want to do the whole Monster thing because I know it's gonna fuck me up in the end.
Oh yeah, it will. I think it's switching to apples. Like apples legit give you more energy than a cup of coffee.
They don't carry an apple in the workplace. No,
I do.
I think in your workplace they have an apple.
Oh, I bring an apple.
Oh, okay.
I carry an apple with me every day.
Is it a certain type of apple like Granny Smith?
It doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
I don't eat it for the taste. I eat it for energy.
Just that Monster game's trash.
Yeah. And now you drink coffee.
Yeah, because I need it for today.
Yeah, because caffeine addicted.
Aren't you caffeine addicted too?
I'm like so I can stop. I don't need caffeine. I need caffeine when I'm like fucking dead ass tired, and that's when I use it. But most of the time, I don't drink caffeine because like I need it to survive now. So, all right, Jeremy, we hit 40 minutes right now.
Oh, we did? Oh,
yeah.
dang.
So we're gonna wrap up this podcast. All right.
All right. If you guys like the episode, drop a like, subscribe, comment.
Hit that like button. Smash the fuck out of that like button if you're on YouTube.
Smash the like button and then, say, hey, we want that podcast from last week that you guys never released.
We'll talk about it. I know what I talked about, so if you guys want to hear that, let us know. All right.
Wes will specifically type it out on our social media. He'll type it out.
The whole thing.
Word, conversation like storytelling. And he'll just drop it in there.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later. My name is Wes.
My name is Jeremy, and this is the Better Go Podcast. Thank you for listening. All right, bye.
Peace out.